to part 2 of my video on Math 13 online statistics. So let's go ahead and finish up with this problem. Give you a little freebie for those of you that might have forgotten this. So I'm going to graph the point -3, 2. That's an ordered pair, and the order means that the x value is first in the ordered pair and the y value is second. So I'm going to go to -3 on the x-axis, and so here's -3, and then I'm going to go to 2 on the y-axis, so up 2. So I'm going to grab the pen that's available on the equation editor, so let me move the screen so you can see. So I'm going to grab that pen, and again I'm going to march over starting from the origin to -3 on the x-axis, and then 2 on the y, and that's going to give me my beginning point of -3, 2. Then the problem says with the slope of -3/4. So what I'm going to do is from that point, -3, 2, I'm going to use the value of the slope, -3/4, to give me directions on what I'm to do next to get the second point. Well, it turns out the slope is given by the rise over the run. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to rise -3, and that means to go down. So I'm going to go down -3, and then I'm going to run, which means I'm going to go in the horizontal direction of +4. And that will give me my second point. Another way to look at this value of -3/4 is to not attach the minus sign to the numerator, where I said I'm going to rise -3 or go down 3. I'm going to attach that minus to the denominator. So I'm going to again start at the point -3, 2, and I'm going to indeed rise 3, go up 3, and then the 4, which I'm going to attach that minus sign to, instead of going to the right 4, I'm going to go to the left 4 for -4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And that will give me another point on my line. Then I'm going to go ahead and grab this guy here. Well, you know what? I could have grabbed that first. You know, they've changed it. They used to have a ruler. So I could have just grabbed the line to begin with, but it's all good. And so that gives us the line. And then if I move my screen capture program down, you can see that there's a next button. And so since I've done that one correct, and it says here, good, practice again. If you answer correctly without help 2 more times, I will add this to your pie. And so it gives you the option to practice again and do another problem. So in this problem here, they give us graph the line with the slope -3 passing through -1, 2. So I'm going to grab the line. I'm going to go to the point -1, -2. So I'm going to start at the origin. I'm going to go to the left to -1. And then since it's -2, I'm going to go down 2. So that'll give me my first point. Then I want to have a slope of -3. So I'm going to express -3 as a fraction. And what's 3 divided by 1 on a good day? If I take 3 divided by 1, it's 3. So I'm going to rewrite -3 as -3 over 1. And so when I do that, I get the following. All right. I'm sorry, what I was recording just popped open and it scared me. So now I apologize for the interruption. So now what we're going to do is we're going to use that slope of -3, expressing it as a rational expression or a fraction, -3 divided by 1. And so what I'm going to do is from this point here, I'm going to go down 3, 1, 2, 3. And then I'm going to go to the right 1, giving that slope of -3 over 1. So that will give me my line that passes through -1, -2, and then has the slope of -3. And so it says one more time, and then you're done with this problem. So again, another way to plot the point is you can click on this icon here, and it allows you to type in -1, -1, And then you can plot the point, and then we're going to use the slope of negative 1/2. So I'm going to take the negative 1/2, and from this point I'm going to go down 1 unit for the negative 1, and then to the right 2 units, and that will give me my second point. So I'll click the line icon, and I'm here for my first one, so I'm going to go down 1 and then to the right 2, and that will give me my point. Another thing I could have done, if I hit the undo button here, I could take that line and attach the the negative value to the 2. So I could go up 1 and to the left 2, and I would still get the same line. So up 1 and to the left 2 is the same as going down 1 and to the right 2. And so this is what happens when you do a problem 3 times correctly in a row. ALEKS adds it to your pie, wahoo, and you are done. And then when we go back out and click done, we'll notice here that we've completed our first objective, course readiness, which is due on September 4th. And so we can now return back to the pie. And so now when I return to the pie, look at what has changed. If you'll notice here with your My Pi, it now has little dotted lines, and those little dotted lines are going to show you what you need to do first. So for example, when I put my mouse over this section, it shows me that I have 3 problems that I can work on. So any of those 3 problems I can work on. And if I'm not sure how to do them, for example, let's say that I don't know how to do mean, median, and mode computations. When I click on that particular problem, ALEKS will open up to a problem. So when I open this problem and I read the problem, and it says to me the following list contains the average annual total returns, and it goes through the problem and you say find the median. You say, I don't know how to do that. Well, there's an explain button now. In the assessment there wasn't an explain, but now you're in learning mode. And so when I click on explain, that's going to open up a window. And inside that window, it's going to show you the solution to that exact problem. Not one like it, but that problem exactly. And so that's really cool. In addition to that, there's an access to the ebook. So when you click on this, the ebook will open up. And if you want to read more about what does it mean to be a median or whatever, or mean, you can read the ebook and it will open it up to that particular part of the ebook with that information in there. So it says, how do instructions determine your final grade? And it says here, at the end of the semester, after you finish statistics, and so they give you something here so you can read through how they actually find the mean. In addition to the ebook, which I'm going to now close, there's also a thing called computing the mean and the median. And if you click on this, this is a video that will show you how to find the mean and median, and you can see the little video pops up here. And if you click the little play button, it'll show you how to find the median. In this particular case, it's the median. Or if you want the one on the mean, you can. And so they ask us the mean and the median. So it turns out this is another portion of what's available to you when you click on explain. In addition to having that resource, when you click here, there's a little button at the top right that's called resources. And I've put resources also made available to you for the course. And so when I click on resources, that's going to pop open. And in resources, there's a bunch of folders that I've already added to our course. One is the syllabus, so if you can't find your syllabus, you know it's under resources. Another one is detailed chapter topics, and so let's just go through and take a look at that. So under detailed chapter topics, it'll open up the file, and when we open up the file, it's going to show you all the different aspects of the course here. Not the course, what am I saying? It's going to show you the topics that are in each of the chapters. And so you might say to yourself, but I didn't think we had a book. Well, you don't. There's an electronic book, and ALEKS has its system of problems, and each of those problems has a title, and they associate that problem title with a section or chapter of the ebook that I've attached to this course. I also have my office card. So let's say that you're on campus and you think, gosh, let me go in and see if Professor Smith's around. So you can go in and you can see she's going to be having office hours from 8 to 9:30 on Monday and Thursdays. She also has office hours on Tuesday and Wednesday from 2 to 3. On the 3rd and the 10th, I have a conflict, but I'll be there the other days. And then what you can see is here I have my other classes that I'm taking, 81636. I'm teaching a Math 12 from 9:30 to 11:35. Also a Math A, and also a 2 on ground Math 13. So you can kind of see where I'm located on campus. So that's another file that's open or available under resources. And then there's also the syllabus. There's sample exams, even though your exams will be taken on ALEKS, which is you're going to be taken online. It's just nice to know that there's a paper copy of the exam under sample exams, so you can see what problem types are going to be on the exam before you take the real exam. And then under each of these folders, I also have some other personal links. So let's go under, I believe I have some for Chapter 3. So yes, I do. I have a movie that I've made on Chebyshev's theorem. So if you're having trouble working out a problem on Chebyshev's theorem, you can go under this resource link and you can select it. What's also really cool is when you're working on Chebyshev's and you hit the explain button, you'll also see my link. So there's a lot of resources available to you in the event you're working on it late at night or at a time where you might not be able to reach me because I'm in class. So now I'm going to quickly go out and show you just a few more of the resources that are available on ALEKS, and also to show you where else on ALEKS you can do all your work so that you can really have a clear understanding of how the course is going to work. So if I move my screen capture up, you can see a little bit more. There's a thing here called My Pi, and when you click on My Pi, that's going to show you, well, for some odd reason it's gone to assignments. Well, we'll just go with assignments since that's open now, and then we'll go back to My Pi. So you can see here, oh, there's a quiz, and the quiz is due on September the 10th at midnight, and I want to take that quiz. And when you take the quiz, you're welcome to do that. Even if you go on just to take the quiz just because you're kind of curious to see what's on it and you don't really do that well, you can do that and submit it. And then once you take it under assignment results, it will show you that quiz and how you did on it. So let's just click it real quick just so that you can see how it works out here. So I'm going to open up the quiz, and then I'm going to start taking it. So I'll hit Start Quiz, and then let's say that you think, oh my goodness, I'm not ready to do this quiz. I gotta go. And you submit it. You sure you want to do that? And so after you've submitted the quiz, if you hit on this link, it will show you what you did wrong, what the right answer was, and how to do it. So if you click Explain, it will show you how to work out the problem. And again, it gives you the access to the ebook as well. So it's really just, I just love it, a wonderful program, I think, to help a student be successful. And then you have an opportunity to do a quick retake, which means the things that you did not get correct or you did not answer, you can take it again, and that will allow you to improve on your quiz score. All right, so now I've shown you the assignments, and under assignments is where you're going to be taking your quizzes, your tests, and your final. Your My Pi is where you're going to be getting most of your points, and that's a cool thing. And it looks like you have unlimited quick retakes. Boy, that was kind of nice, wasn't I? But it's all good. All right, so you'll love it. So when you click on My Pi, at the bottom of the screen, it'll tell you what needs to be done next. And this basically should be your whole focus of the course. Your focus of the course is, oh my goodness, I want to always make sure that I make the deadline. It says here completion through chapter 2, and then this is the key. I'm going to move the screen capture so you can see. It says due in 21 days, 5 topics left to master. So that's going to be our whole focus, is to meet those chapter deadlines. Because when you meet the chapter deadlines, you'll be prepared to do well on the quiz, which is usually the next day. Then you'll also be prepared to do well on the test. And you'll do a fine job on the assessment, and when it comes time to do the final, you will be ready to go. So I just love the fact that if you will focus on going through your My Pi, clicking on an example so that you can see that dotted line. You have to do at least one example for that dotted line to appear, and then focusing on this line here that tells you to what the next deadline is and how many topics left you have to master. If you work to always beat the deadline, you will do very, very well in the course. I would encourage you to play around on the course and take a look at everything. I apologize that initially when the grade book is set up, it shows everyone with an F until the first deadline passes, so just don't worry about that. Even though we have 100% here, unfortunately, in the grade book, it shows an F. I've told them to fix that. They'll get to it. You know, they're working on a lot of things and projects at ALEKS. All right, so now what I'd like to do is go on and just show you how you are going to log on to ALEKS, and then just give you an idea of what's going to be involved in my course. What are you required to do? So the first thing I'd like to do is go back out to resources and then just show you the syllabus, which you'll be receiving in an email. But if you misplace it, you know that it's under resources and it's here under syllabus. So the first thing I'd like to do is really just address the biggest thing that students care the most about, and that is basically their grade. So let's go ahead and open up ALEKS and then open up the syllabus and then make sure I go over how you're going to be earning points in the course. So I've opened up the syllabus to the first page, and on that first page it gives a breakdown of our points that we'll be receiving for this course. So the tests are 300 points for 3 100-point exams. The deadline points are worth 100 points. So for example, let's say that you make 98% of the first deadline and it has 10 topics. Then you would get 9.8 on the grade book for that topic. But your goal is to get 100% for each of the deadlines. And then the quizzes are worth 100 points. There's 5 of them worth 25 points. And you go, 5 times 25 is not 100. But I dropped the lowest, and so 4 times 25 is 100. And then the final exam, which is worth 300. If you like to see a schedule of those points, you can see that schedule on the calendar in ALEKS, as well as on the last page of the syllabus. So let's go ahead and go to the last page of the syllabus. So I recommend that students print out the last page of the syllabus, I call it the calendar, and put that on your binder because that's where you want to keep all your work. I would have tabs for each of the chapters so you can keep all your work there, because as you're being assessed, you can go, oh, I remember that was in chapter 2. And it's easy to flip to chapter 2 rather than having papers all over the place. And so here you can see just when everything is due, and then you can also use it as a place to keep track of everything. The gradebook will do it as well. And like I said, the calendar is also available in ALEKS. And so I'll go back out to ALEKS, and here's the calendar, and you can see here that it says final exam is due on August 1st, which is, of course, I need to fix that. I need to change that date. Oh yeah, how about we not have the final due then? I'll fix that. But all the other deadlines are accurate. The final's the only one. And so it says here, quiz 5. Oh, you know, that's strange. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, ALEKS is interesting. What it does is it has the beginning date for assignment as well as the end date for an assignment. And so what it says here is chapter 5 is due. Excuse me, the quiz 5 on chapter 6. It's available on August 19th, but you want to look at the date for when it's due. And so, for example, let's go ahead here and click where something is actually due. Maybe I haven't adjusted the test. You know what? I don't think I have. No, I have. I'm not sure. Yeah, it's showing the start date and the end date. That's kind of irritating. I might have to go ahead and put this stuff on Canvas. But anyhow, it tells you here that the due date is November 25th. I'll let you see what I can see. So when I clicked on chapter 3, it tells you that it's available to take on August 22nd. That means you can take it early. However, the deadline that you need to finish it by, not start it, but finish it, is November 25th at midnight, 11:59 p.m. So we love that about ALEKS, that it shows that. And then there's a little option there to start it. So there's a calendar here as well as the calendar and the syllabus, and that's also available under resources. So again, I would label that. And then the last thing, so that this video isn't 1,000 miles long, is I do want to show you how to sign up for the course. So matter of fact, I think I'll stop here and I'll call that part 3.